How you doing? This is Coach DeCarlo. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. This is my first attempt at doing a Facebook Live. So let's go on and see how this thing works here. Listen, somebody reached out to me today. They wanted to post something. The question was how to manifest $100 million. Now, I've not manifested $100 million, so I'm not going to fabricate and tell you things that I haven't done. But what I will say is that I've manifested millions of dollars in ventures and so forth. I also lost millions of dollars. Now, what happened? We manifest money by way of energy. When you realize that you're an energy system, you begin to understand that you have to be in the appropriate state. Universe doesn't know the difference between $1 or $1 billion or even $1 trillion. So we have to understand that we're energy systems, and being energy systems, you have to be in the state of manifesting. Somebody can tell you the exact blueprint. Matter of fact, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of books written on how to manifest money. Anybody can tell you how to manifest money. The challenge is you getting into the state of manifesting money. So when you get into the appropriate state, money's going to follow. But it's not enough to say, I believe, I hope so, and so forth. You have to occupy the state. Now, many of you are probably hearing my dog in the background. There's something that happens when I get on record. She likes to bark. No problem, just ignore her. She wants to also talk in the background. She wants y'all to know that she's a part of this conversation. But listen, all seriousness, you have to begin to change who you are. You have to clothe yourself in a different persona. Abraham was told to look as far as he could see his descendants would be, like the stars of the sky or the sands on the beach. You have to clothe yourself in the persona of Abraham. And what do I mean by that? You have to put on wealth. You have to begin operating in what it is you're doing right now. Whatever your business is, whatever your endeavor is, even if you're not doing anything, find out something you can give away. When you begin serving others, you're setting the path to creating your wealth. Now, there's three ways, really four, and I'll get into the fourth one, but you create wealth by way of knowledge, product, or services. Now, the fourth way is a spiritual blessing, where out of the blue, out of nowhere, God blesses you with this event or people come into your lives and they bless you. But see, that's more harder to sustain. Many of you are trying to just manifest blessings out of the blue, but you're not trying to become the millionaires, the billionaires that you desire to be. You have to clothe yourself, begin walking in, living out, whatever your job is. Be the best person in your job. And opportunities will flow from that job or elsewhere. Whatever it is that you're occupying, if you're writing a book, write the very best book, not a perfect book, but the very best book that you know how to do right now. As you begin doing that, you'll find yourself with more opportunities, more people coming into your lives. And as that happens, as Stuart Wilde would say, you bill them. You begin to offer them services that they're willing to pay for. What we got to understand with money, money is nothing but a medium of exchange. Let me explain. Your life force goes out and creates a product. Somebody else's life force is working for a company. Money is the medium of exchange for each of those life forces. So the energy that you've put in creating money and the energy that that person put in creating that product, we say, well, we're going to do it a medium of exchange. We call that medium of exchange money. People pay you for the exchange or the services that you offer them. Many people want to manifest money but offer nothing, and they just want to be blessed out of the blue. That can happen, but like I said, that's far more difficult to sustain if you're just waiting on God to bless you. We've been told by Scripture that God has given us power. He's given us the strength to create wealth. So if you've been created to create wealth, creators, it's on you to create that. You can, like I said, wait on this blessing to fall out of the sky, but many of you are going to be waiting a very long time, if ever. What I'm saying is that you can create the wealth that you desire in your life right now by beginning to practice what it is that I'm telling you. First, get into the vibration of abundance. Realize that you are an abundant being. And as you begin operating, realize that the services that you provide, people need. And they're willing to pay you for. So you begin offering those services. Start off free. But then as you begin to create your following, you begin to charge them for the things that you offer. Some of you say, well, Coach DeCarlo, I don't have anything. Not so. If you don't know anything but Neville Goddard, you can begin teaching those principles to business owners, to real estate investors, whomever. When they begin to understand how the law of mind works, their business is going to prosper. And you know what? They're going to pay you for it. I have a fellow coach that I know. He helped a person create an $11 million business. And he's done that repeatedly. That's his gift. He don't realize fully that that's his gift, but it is. So you begin doing that with other businesses and you repeat the process. Pretty soon businesses are going to see your worth and they'll pay you because they've made $11 million. So $25,000 for that business is nothing. $50,000 for that business is nothing. Many of us just look at our immediate community. We say, well, people can't afford a $10,000 coaching session. No, they can't. The average folk. But you're not going after the average person. You're going after those who can afford your services. Now, if you're staying at average, then you, of course, charge the appropriate cost for those who can afford your service. But your goal shouldn't be there. You have something that can transform the world with the teachings of Neville Goddard. Use them. Begin teaching others what it is that you know, even if you just start there. But each one of us has multiple gifts that's been given to us. Many of us know our gifts. Some of us are still discovering those gifts. When you begin, first and foremost, giving those gifts away, you're going to create a following. And when you create that following, they're going to say, give us more, give us more, give us more. And many of them will be willing to compensate you for your life force. Let me be clear. Your life force is costing you something. It's life. And time can't be replaced. So when you're creating a product or service, that's invaluable. Don't let people get by and just say that you should charge nothing, because basically what you're saying is that your life force, God force in you, is worthless. And it's just not so. Different people are going to pay you according to the value that you have in yourself. Now, if you see yourself as worthless, then of course that's the price they're going to pay. But if you see yourself as worthy and worthwhile, and that you understand that you can take their business and turn it into a $11 million business plus, then you know that you have something to offer that business. You begin to offer your services first in a small way, because what you're doing is fine-tuning your skills. As you get better, you increase your price. Your price point is not for those who are not willing to pay. They can get free on YouTube. They can get free on Facebook. They're not your clients. Don't try to make people your clients that are not your clients. Those are people that you service by way of teaching and educating, and maybe clients will come out of that. But then you got to go to like the LinkedIn, the TikToks, the YouTube videos, and begin telling people about your services, whatever they are. And then first and foremost, you give them away. After you create a following, then you begin to look for those in that following that need your services, that want to go to the next level. We're not talking about those who say, I just want free. That's fine. They can just have free. But there's other people that need your services to catapult them to the very highest stratosphere, to the next level. And only you can help them do that. But you got to believe that that's what you're able to do. As you begin doing that, as you begin taking them through the process, as they begin learning and you begin to transform their life, they're going to say, Coach, do you have anything else? Because they know that what you're giving them is life transforming, and they'll be willing to pay for it. But creators, the way that you create money is first and foremost by knowledge. What is it that you know? You also do it by products. You can create a digital product and sell that. You can do that likewise with knowledge. The service portion of it is more difficult, because as a coach, I can coach a group of people, or I can do one-on-one. But there's only one me, so even if I'm doing a group of multiple people or one-on-ones, I can only do so many of those. Whereas with products and knowledge, you can package them and create a digital product, and they can sell themselves once you point your potential clients to where to go. So creators, I've given you some tools on how to begin to attract money into your life. And I said that there were 4 ways. And like I said, that 4th way is less attainable. Yeah, we can hit the lottery. We can have money. But the problem with that people don't understand with hitting the lottery or money out of nowhere, you can't sustain that model. You can't keep repeating money out of nowhere. So you need something. The other 3 methods that I've told you, products, service, knowledge, those can be repeated. Now, if you just want to sit around and wait on God to bless you, do that. But like I said, with many of you, you're going to be waiting a very long time because first and foremost, you're not in the state of abundance anyway. You're in a state of hope so. And when you operate from a state of hope so, maybe God will bless me, maybe the universe will bless me, you're going to keep waiting until you get into the state of knowing that you're abundant. But the abundant person is not going to sit around and wait to be blessed. They're going to seek out how they can become a blessing. And as they begin to bless the world's going to say, how can we compensate you? I'm not just counting the other way. But what I'm saying, if you truly want to be blessed, then become a blessing. I learned this from somebody that you would least expect. It was the rap industry. Now, many of these guys came from a drug background. So they understood in selling drugs, what they would end up doing was giving people samples. And in giving them the samples, they became addicted to what it was that they're selling. I'm not advocating selling drugs. I want you to understand the concept though. When you make people addicted to what it is that you're teaching them, they're going to want more. So you give them the samples, you give them the free, but you know that you have a deeper core message that they have yet to glean, and only you can give that to them. You have a message individually, even if you're teaching Neville. Nobody can teach Neville like you. So your voice and my voice teaching Neville are going to be totally 2 different voices, even if we're teaching the exact same message. There's an audience out there for me, but there's likewise an audience out there for you creators. But until you get out there and begin putting yourself out there, falling short like I'm doing right now and getting on camera, because this is uncomfortable. I like doing and editing and coming back and letting you guys see the perfect program, as it were. In going live, you put yourself out there, but you have to be willing to put yourself out there if you want to be blessed. The universe, God, source, seeks to bless you. But the only way that you can truly be blessed and that you can multiply it is, how can I serve? Learn to serve with the skill sets that you have. As you learn to serve with the skill sets you have, more opportunities are going to be presented to you. People are going to begin seeking you out. People are going to be seeking audience with you. People are going to want you to mentor them. People are going to want to do classes with you. I'm not just talking off the top of my head. I'm talking from somebody that many of you have been with me since I had 2 or 3 people in the group to now 5,000. How does that happen? We continue to serve to the best of our ability. Be you, whatever that means to you. Yours does not have to be, and some of you are going to think this is sacrilege or heresy. It doesn't have to be Neville's course. It doesn't have to be the way that Neville did it. You got to find out what universe wants to do through you. You got to find out what your voice, your message. It may be Joseph Murphy. It may be some obscure person that nobody knows. It may be just your own insights. Whatever it is, begin sharing your message. Create a YouTube channel, create a Facebook channel, create a TikTok, Instagram, whatever. We have all these free social media platforms that we can share our message. The beautiful thing about your message is that nobody else can share it. Even if they steal your products and steal your message, they can't be you. Somebody emulating Tony Robbins is still an imitator of Tony Robbins. Somebody emulating Neville Goddard is still an emulator, is second best at best. But when you begin taking Neville's message and making it your own, you become powerful. Many of us hear Neville and we think that Neville came up with all these great truths by himself. Neville was an avid student. He was a continuous learner. Neville was a student till he died. So when Neville found great information, he shared it with his audience. Now for us, many of us heard that as though it was for the first time. So for us, it was Neville's message. Even when Neville quotes Blake, to us, it's Neville. You know, I talked about I have a lavish, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit. And I gave that quote to Neville. Somebody quickly came back and said, that was not Neville's quote. My whole point was, Neville was the first time that I heard the quote, even though he gave credit to the man when he did the quote. For me, it was Neville's message. What am I saying to you? When you begin sharing with the world your message, even if it's Neville's message, to them for the first time, you're the teacher that told it to them. And they're going to always give credit to you as the teacher, even if you say, my mentor, Neville Goddard, told me, or my mentor, Mr. Lindell, told me blank. They're going to credit you because you're going to be the first person that they hear these truths from. We have 8 billion people in the world. And it's probably 0.0.0.0.0.01% that knows about Neville Goddard. So literally there's 8 billion people that don't know about these truths. There's a whole world that many people take Neville's teachers and they put it in a platform and they create a message. I can read a book and know, I say, this is Neville's teaching. And then I look at when the author wrote the book, I say, yeah, this guy's been to a Neville Goddard lecture, and what he did was took the information and made it his own. But he created wealth from that. And an example of that was the mentor of Jim Rohn. Now, people may not know who Jim Rohn is, but Jim Rohn's student was Tony Robbins. And of course, we know that Tony Robbins was known for NLP. When I look back on his mentor's mentor, Mr. Schof's mentor, so it wasn't even Mr. Schof of Jim Rohn, it was further back than that, and it was a doctor, and I can't think of the doctor's name, but he created this book based off of the teachings of Neville Goddard. And from that, he gave birth to Mr. Earl Schof, who was a multimillionaire, who gave birth to Jim Rohn, who was a multimillionaire, who gave birth to Tony Robbins, who's a mega multimillionaire. Do you guys get my point? You take the information, you begin teaching it to others, and you make it your own. Listen, I've said enough, and I know that many of you are tired of me, so I'm going to get off. This is my first attempt at a live call. I appreciate you being with me. I appreciate you guys giving me input, and I love to get your feedback on this, so love to improve. This won't be the last live. My intention is to do live Mondays. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll just see where it goes from there. But listen, each one of you guys has such a powerful message. And if you begin to transform the world with your message, not only will the world benefit, but so will you. This is Coach DeCarlo saying have a great and abundant day.